Hey everybody, and happy Halloween. Hope you guys are enjoying the holiday. Hope, I don't know, do you get a day off for Halloween? I don't think so, but anyway. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you got a great costume. Hope you're ready for one of the spookiest game ever to be made. One that I wouldn't be surprised if it would make you piss and shit your pants. Of course, I'm talking about Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path. This game is so spooky, in fact, that we're starting already the stream with a murder mystery, which we are pretty close to solving, I think. If you remember last time, not only it's a murder that already happened in jail, so already everybody here is like super tough and hardened, and like, they're convicted criminals. So who knows what might happen. Last stream, we realized that the murderer couldn't have been, after seeing different contradictions. Hey, Dropso, how you doing, man? Happy Halloween. So we realized that Dogen, the assassin, catch you up? Sure thing. So yeah, last time we were sure that Dogen, the assassin, is the one that did the murder, but after I'd call it comparing evidences with Justine Courtley, I forgot her last name exactly. But after comparing notes with her and seeing contradictions, we saw that it can't be. But it led to another suspect, which is a person we already knew, named J. Elbird. We noticed after looking at analyzing the security camera video, we noticed that not only it was not a dog that attacked Knightley in his cell the same day. It was, or the day before, I'm not sure. It was not even Knightley himself in the cell. It was J. Elbird. And he wasn't attacked. He was being jumped at and hugged by his little polar bear cub called Rocky. So we went up to him, we started showing him the evidences, and he started cracking down. So it really looks like it's him. Well, the last thing we did was after another testimony, we realized that, we told him that exactly what Edgeworth is saying now, that in Knightley's cell there were traces of his blood which had been wiped away. So we know that even though J. Elbert attempted to escape prison twice, he said that he's not the one who killed Knightley. But we did find some blood from Knightley. And we know that he was attacked too. Well, basically, at a certain point, I don't know if you saw this, Joss, but there was a tunnel. We discovered a tunnel between J. Elbert's cell and Knightley's cell in the detention center. And that's how he was going to escape. And at some point, he also snuck up in the tunnel to Knightley's cell and attacked both him and a guard and stole the keys. Later on, he managed to, through the supplier in the prison, he managed to get some guard uniforms too. And that was his big plan. That's how he wanted to escape. But he was foiled twice by Rocky. So now we're trying to figure out how exactly the murder happened, and when, and by whom, since we have some contradictions here. So I hope that helped you, and let's get going. I believe this is more than enough proof Knightley was attacked in his cell. If I remember right, what we were proving is that not only the guard was attacked, but Knightley was attacked too, as he claimed, but no one believed him. But since we got blood in his cell, then we know that he was definitely attacked there. You attacked those two people and stole the key, didn't you? So yeah, the two people are of course Knightley and the guard.
Damn. I never thought you'd find the bloodstain I wiped away with a newspaper.
Why would you go through all the trouble of wiping the bloodstain?
Was that blood in a bell?
On the hands of...
Oh, how you doing, Palma? Happy Halloween.
On the hands of Knightley and the guard, there were obvious signs of a scuffle, you know. If the bloodstains weren't covered, they'd find out there was another attacker. And if anyone looked around the bed, the tunnel I dug would be discovered.
So, you were trying to buy more time for your escape attempt? But I'm afraid to say your plan is still ended in failure. Now then, hand over the keys to Knightley's cell. Rocky! Oh wow. That was a fucking knockout right there.
No way. How could an amateur like you knock me out? Here. I got the keys right here.
Knightley's cell key data updated my organizer. Great.
Overruled. Hold it. If you have that key, then that means...
That's right, Judge Courtney. You reasoned that Knightley stole the key and used it to leave his cell. From there, he entered Mr. Keyes' cage and was moved to the workroom. That's her theory about why Mr. Keyes is the murderer and was supposed to be an accomplice to Knightley's escape. However, the very foundation of that hypothesis has collapsed.
Oh!
I see. In that case, there was only one person who could have moved Knightley. The criminal must have been someone who knew about the secret tunnel. Hey, are you suggesting? J. Elbert, you're under arrest, pal! Oh, wait, I didn't do nothing. Sure, I knocked out those two guys. Then, I stole the keys. And after that, I waited for the perfect time to enter that guy's cell. But the cell was empty then. There was no dead body either. And also, how could I have gotten into the workroom? I couldn't even leave my own cell, right?
It's true, he only had the key to Knightley's cell. But there's also Dogen's dog.
What?
It'd be possible for the dog to carry the body from the cell to the workroom.
I see. So you're saying there was an accomplice?
The crime would have been impossible if Elbert and Dogen were working together. Oh, it would have been possible. It's perfectly plausible. Somehow Elbert managed to carry Knightley's body to his own cell.
And then the dog must have carried it to the workroom.
Yes, because all the animals can move freely in the prison. But that's not the case for the path between the detention center and the prison. The only one who could use that route was you, J. Elbert.
Hold it! What if there was another route that you didn't know about?
There couldn't have been. The tunnel is a straight path, is it not?
Yeah, seems like it. I didn't have enough time to dig any more than I did. I only dug halfway up the corridor.
What? You mean to say you didn't dig the entire tunnel?
When I got that cell, the tunnel was already there. There was a tunnel linking my cell to the well.
Oh.
Looking down the well from the courtyard, there's no mistaking it. They've always been connected. I just continued the tunnel with my digging.
Okay. What was that hole doing there in the first place?
Who knows? Maybe another inmate dug it in an attempt to escape.
Or maybe the animals dug it. Maybe they wanted to drink from the well?
That's highly doubtful.
There's no water in that well anymore. It's all dried up. Wait a minute. That's it. For some reason, that well gave off a nice scent.
A nice scent? And we know that's how Knightley smelled too, I think, if I remember right. He also had like a nice smell to him.
I don't know what it was, but it smelled sweet. Like candy.
This scent, I believe we've come across it before. We know this scent from... Shit, I don't remember. I think it was Knightley's body? Has a sweet scent, yeah, I was right. Take that! Knightley's body was giving off a sweet, candy-like scent. We used a police dog to track that scent. And that led us to discover the tunnel. By any chance, could this be the same scent as well?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, I know what you're trying to say. That the scent proves the body was carried down through the tunnel.
Exactly. And, J. Elbird, you are the only one who could have used the tunnel.
Smash. Thank you, Mr. Elbird. I am very grateful to you. At last the truth comes to light. Mr. Elbird, wouldn't it be wise to confess now? To being an accomplice, I mean.
Don't tell me even you suspect me too.
Judge Courtney, it seems you and I have come to the same conclusion.
Not at all. Our thoughts on this matter are still quite different. Mr. Elbert was certainly an accomplice, but an accomplice to Horace Knightley.
Hold it! What do you mean?
Mr. Elbert did not move the body. He simply lent the victim his keys. What? It would seem Mr. Elbert did indeed strike Mr. Knightley on the head. However, Mr. Knightley was not knocked out. The two must have made a little negotiation.
Negotiation?
For Mr. Knightley's escape plan to work, he would have needed the keys to his cell.
Are Courtney's boobs weird? A bit. It's kind of hard to tell. They seem to be a bit... the right one seems to be at a bit of a weird angle. Her right one. But her left one, it's kind of hard to tell. Since it's facing right towards us. But yeah, I kind of see what you mean.
So, Mr. Albert stole them from the guard. On the other hand, for Mr. Albert to escape, he needed to get to Mr. Knightley's cell. But if Mr. Knightley had seen him and yelled, the plan would have gone down the drain. And so they negotiated.
Hold it. I didn't negotiate nothing.
Oh, you still intend to deny it?
I see. So, in other words, we're back where we started.
Mr. Albert did open the cell door, and Mr. Knightley entered Mr. Keyes' cage. And then he was moved into the prison. Of course. And then he was killed in the prison workroom.
Objection!
Weren't you listening?
The scent on the body shows it must have been moved through the tunnel. Knightley was moved from the detention center through the tunnel.
Overruled. Please wait until someone is finished before speaking. I do not claim that he wasn't moved through the tunnel.
What?
You don't? The scent shows that the body was moved through the tunnel. However, that does not mean it came from the detention center. What do you mean? That sure sounds like a contradiction to me. Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. The courtyard? Ah! The well in the courtyard! Mr. Keyes carried the cage not to the workroom, but to the courtyard. Mr. Knightley was killed in the courtyard, and his body was dropped down the well.
That's certainly fucking elaborate.
And then, the body at the bottom of the well was moved by Mr. Dogan's dog. Now, there's one thing I'd like you all to remember. Before the body was discovered, what was happening in the courtyard?
The animal show.
The animal show, right? Regina and Simon were there. Wait, Simon? Ah! I see you understand. Who then dropped the body down the well?
Judge Courtney, she's a tough opponent. A flexible way of thinking enables her to adapt and come up with her own deductions. I wonder if she shows up in one of the Phoenix Wright games, because I would love to see Phoenix Wright go up against her. Even though she's the judge, so it would be a bit weird.
Mr. Knightley was not carried to the workroom, but to the courtyard. And Mr. Keyes was off stage for 15 minutes. This was when he dropped Mr. Knightley down the well. It's as simple as that.
Objection! Judge Courtney, your reasoning is sound, I'll admit that. However, let's say the body was dropped down the well. That didn't have to be done during the show. It could have happened at a different time.
Overruled. Unfortunately for you, Prosecutor Edgeworth, that is not possible.
What?
When the show started, Mr. Albert was in the tunnel on his way to the cell block. Mr. Albert, at that time, did you happen to see a body in the tunnel?
Nope. Nothing like that.
So, if the body had been dropped before the show, Mr. Albert would have seen it. However, he has stated he did not see a body. So it is possible to think the body was dropped before the show. And after the show, the body was discovered in the workroom. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes.
No!
Mr. Edgeworth, what should we do?
If the body was moved through the well, that does put Mr. Keyes at a major disadvantage. But the thing is, the opening through the well is locked, so we also need to look for someone with a key. And pretty much just look at the well and the tunnel to look for more clues, maybe. However, the notion that the body was moved through the well is only a hypothesis. That doesn't mean there is evidence.
I am obligated to recognize that fact.
Will you allow me to investigate the courtyard once more?
I give my approval in the name of the Goddess of Law.
Reinvestigating the courtyard. I fear this may be our final chance. Oh shit! What the fuck? Huh? What?
Fire!
Could this be another prison break? Could be another prison break, pal.
Should we evacuate? Who's holding it? Hold it! I'm guessing. Everyone, please remain calm. This is just a signal for the evening meal. It's a little loud, so I can understand why you'd be surprised.
It sure scared me.
I am terribly sorry. And with that, everyone, please return to your posts. J. Albert, it's also time for you to return to your room.
I got it. Let's go, Rocky.
Warden Roland, will we be proceeding to the court? We will be proceeding to the courtyard for another investigation. Isn't it time for you to go home as well, Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like we are out of time. Why don't you continue this another time? But the investigation! Today's been a big day, right? With the escaped prisoner and all. So, I'm afraid I can't let outsiders like you loiter around any longer.
I have a weird feeling about her. I think she might be trying to hide something. I've been low-key suspecting her too.
This is my decision as the warden of this prison.
Smash! Looks like it can't be helped. The warden's word can be called the law of the prison. Prosecutor Edgeworth, this means we will have to carry out our investigation another day. Until then, you may hold on to your prosecutor's badge. And with that, I leave you.
No, I think it's time you all left. Well, it looks like we'll have to continue on the investigation tomorrow. Knightley's body was dropped down the well and was carried to the workroom for Mr. Albert's cell. This is Judge Courtney's logic, but is it correct? And Judge Courtney claims that Mr. Keyes transported him, but was Mr. Keyes really the only one with a chance to move him?
Well, we know there are 3 hours where the security camera didn't work because of a power outage or something. So that's a lot of time for a lot of people to do a lot of things. So I'm pretty worried about that.
Mr. Edgeworth, let's do our best tomorrow. We have to save Simon, no matter what.
Indeed, I agree. I must prove Mr. Keyes' innocence without fail. To be continued.
Right now. So let's save and keep going. We might even finish this case today. I'm not certain, but possible. Well, this place looks entirely different.
The courtyard. Depending on what we find here, the entire incident could become clear. However,
There's nothing left here.
yesterday,
Isn't there one more possibility? The well in the courtyard. It's possible the body was dropped down from there. In other words, the body being dropped down the well and then moved to the workroom could only have been done during the show. And the only one who could have done it is Simon Keyes.
Hey, Nix. It's been a while. How you doing, man? Happy Halloween.
was the body dropped down the well or not? This could be the decisive clue that we need to reach the truth of the matter. Before I continue with the investigation, I should organize my evidence. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence, has been rearranged. Okay. Oh, hey VT. And Suika, wow. Hey everybody, happy Halloween to everybody.
Let's see here.
Hold on, I'm kind of curious. What do we have now? Well, most of the things we had earlier. Okay.
Let's see here. Hey, there's a grate here.
The well is run dry after all. They even put a lock on it.
Tonight's the night of ghouls and ghosts, Jews and jigaboos. I will be streaming Shaun of the Dead. Oh, that's great, man. I love that movie. One of the best. You could also technically do You could almost call the third one a spoof of horror movies as well. What's it called? End of the World. But yeah, hype, man, totally. I love that movie. I love. Oh, did you see the drops? I'm sure we can fucking solve that problem. I'm sure there's a way for you to watch Vaughn. There's no possible way for you to do that. It's got to be something with either the add-ons or Firefox itself. So just like, I don't know. Or watching on Vaughn itself. Like those things, one of those to World's End, or The World's End, yeah. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of Edgar Wright. Absolutely love all of his stuff. Well, not so much, that's what I wanted to say. Did any of you get to see Baby Driver? Unfortunately, I thought that was not, well, a step down from his usual level. Also true, Nex.
Lockpicking is one of my specialties. Wanna see?
There's absolutely no need for you to show off.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. Whoa!
What? What happened, Kay?
The lock is broken. Judging from the looks of it, it feels like it was broken some time ago.
Is it warm?
So the lock was broken. This means that anyone could have dropped the body down this well.
That's a problem. Oh, I don't watch much Red Letter Media. Really? You seem to liked it? I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think it's... If you're a fan of it, it's a movie that's worth watching. Not necessarily paying for, though. It's a fun movie. It's got some good parts, but I think it starts real good and then it slowly goes downhill. It's not a bad movie, but I wouldn't call it a good movie exactly. I would say that it's definitely... I think I've seen all the movies Wright has done so far. I think so. I've even seen Spaced, and from what I've seen, it was definitely like the worst of his works. Which is still good, because he's still an amazing director, and he has like an understanding of cinema that few directors honestly have, especially like directors who do comedy and action. But still. No, I didn't rent it. I watched it in the movies. And I don't regret it, really. I mean, I still enjoyed it, and oh no, wait, did I see it in the movies? Yeah, I did. I remember now. Might have gone the wrong... Oh, okay. Yeah, they're usually very critical, so it's surprising that they would like it. But again, it's not a bad movie, but it's not like... Leave. Well, that's never stopped him before, VT. Okay, so...
According to Judge Courtney's reasoning, Mr. Keyes murdered Knightley in the courtyard. And then, during the show, he disposed of the body in the well.
You think so? Did he really use the well to move the body?
Ah, I know. Let's get Missile to help us out again.
Yes, please.
He should be able to track the scent of the body.
Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe.
Be that fucking horse. All of them are critical, but they can appreciate mindless popcorn cinema. That's the thing. It's not, I can appreciate that too. Like, for example, I loved Kingsman 2, which is the very definition of mindless popcorn cinema. It's absolutely completely mindless. Like, it tells you right off the bat, listen, don't pay any attention to the story. It doesn't matter. It's just like dumb gags and action scenes, and that's all this is. And that's great because it does those really, really well. And I laughed and I enjoyed myself, and the story makes absolutely fuck all sense. And there's no character development and no nothing. It's fine though. Baby Driver is not. It's just. It's a step above that because Wright doesn't do mindless popcorn movies. He does entertaining movies that are also really smart. Kingsman, yeah, I enjoy Kingsman 1, and Kingsman 2 was really. You just need to come with like zero expectations for like story. It's like I don't know, an hour and a half or two of absolute nonsense. Thank you, Nex. He sounds a lot like Issen after a few months of home. Yeah, well, you know, I do have a limited range after all of voices I can do. So yeah, Kingsman 2 is really good and fun if you come with the right expectations. And Baby Driver, again, I'd love to talk to someone who's seen it. It does a lot of things right, but like it starts really good. It's really tight. It just somehow, I don't know what happens, but just kind of goes downhill slowly. Oh, I love it. I love it, Nex. Long time since I've seen that picture. Good idea. Let me contact Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. Detective Gumshoe here.
Detective, I have a favor to ask of you. We would like for you to bring Miss Al to the prison courtyard. Yeah, I don't get, why is it supposed to be Bruce Willis? Like, I never got that part of the photo. Is it from a movie? I always assumed it was from a movie, but I don't know. Is it from a movie and just, like, edited out or something?
Sounds like you need the help of one of my 7 secret weapons again. Huh, sir?
I thought Missa belonged to the police department. Die Hard with a Vengeance? Oh, okay. Does it actually say that though? Is it edited? Die Hard 3. Haven't watched that one. But is it actually like that? Is it like part of the story, or is it just like I hate something else and they edited it? Oh, he is forced to wear that in the middle of Harlem? Really? Walks through the Bronx. Oh, Harlem. Fucking A, maybe I should watch that movie. I heard it wasn't as good though. I think I heard that like none of the sequels top the first one. And also, I would like for you to contact a witness. Please contact Regina Berry of the Berry Big Circus and bring her here. It's pretty lulz. Okay, that's good enough.
Roger that, sir. I'll bring them over in a flash.
So, what should we do while we wait for Gummy? How about some hide and seek?
What are you talking about, Kay? There's nowhere to hide here.
I don't think that is the issue. Kay, during times like this, isn't it your turn to shine?
Oh, that! You want me to recreate the crime scene?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. She has that little gimmick of hers.
Huh? How do you do that?
I'll watch that later next.
See for yourself! The Great Thief's secret weapon, Little Thief!
Oh, the fourth one was trash though?
Whoa, what's that? Screen's floating in midair. Just what are you doing, Kay?
I'm entering the information needed for the simulation.
Mr. Shields, this Little Thief is a tool that can recreate a crime scene based on the information it is given.
I should set it for how this place was like when we came here
Oh,
Should I set it for how this place was like when we came here yesterday?
yes. I believe that we're in the middle of taking down the set. We didn't pay enough attention to the well, so it's possible we may have missed a clue.
Leave it to me! I took a picture of the place too! There, and there! Data entry complete! Now to set the projection to maximum output! Dark skies of evening, when no other birds dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing! Now, when is the true power of a real, modern-day Robin Hood?
Here we go, inside the Matrix.
What? What just happened?
I recreated the courtyard from yesterday, based on the information I entered.
I'm in.
This was a tool the previous Yatagarasu used. It's a device to run simulations to practice stealing things.
But used in this manner, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past.
Oh, but it's still only a recreation based on what information we have. I can't recreate what I don't have information for, and if my information is incorrect, the recreation could come out strange too.
In this case, since Kay had the photo, there should be no problems. Now, let's begin the investigation.
Let's. Sorry, just had to get a drink of water.
Since it's a recreation, you can examine things just like you always do. We can even present evidence when you find a contradiction.
Yes, I know. First, I should start with that well.
Of course. So let's get to it. So yeah, we had those weights, and yeah, all of that was really weird because we found those in the crime scene too. Well, in the next to the body.
Let's examine the area around the well. It holds the key to this case.
Okay, so what do we have here?
There's some pulleys here. They don't appear to be the pulley that was used to lift the bucket from the well.
Okay, what about... Oh, because these blankets are nothing?
It's a sturdy hemp rope.
Oh, sorry.
It looks like the rope they used for tug of wars.
I'm not going to play tug of war with you.
I didn't even say anything yet.
There's a metal stake attached at the end of the rope.
Ah, you use these to pin down the tent when you go camping.
It doesn't seem like they'd need this for the performance. I wonder what it was used for.
And of course the weight. I'm sure all of these were used somehow to move the body. Maybe in the well, maybe something else, I'm not sure, but...
This is metal weight. It weighs... It's hard to see the recreation. Kay, do you remember?
I think it was 33 pounds.
Oh, okay. That's a piece of logic as well. Okay. Maybe it was used to break the lock then?
I wonder what such a heavy thing was used for.
It doesn't seem to be directly related to the circus.
Okay, and of course we got the well itself.
The well was behind the stage. That means...
Only a few people would have access to dump the body in the well during the performance.
This isn't looking good for Mr. Keys.
Hello, BML. Tools around the well. Pulleys, metal weights, and ropes. What could they be used for?
These things around the well, what were they used for?
Oh, it's next. Okay. Black Matter Lives, 69. Every character complains too much they can't decide. Well, I didn't see neither of those films, so don't have much input to give there.
They don't seem to be related to the animal show.
I agree. We can ask Miss Berry about it later.
Okay, we got two pieces of logic, but I don't think they fit together yet. Also, we had these chairs.
These were used for the audience seating during the show.
Folding up all these chairs must have been a chore.
Is that so?
Don't tell me you've never tidied up folding chairs before.
White Lives Matter mob attacks interracial couple. Oh yeah, I heard about that. It just sounds so retarded.
I've delegated the task to others in the past.
Mr. Edgeworth, you should try doing some manual labor once in a while.
I'll look into it.
Well, yeah, I guess Nix is right. That is kind of equal. If they treated them the same.
This is the stage where they put on the animal show.
If I put on a great thief show, I wonder if anyone would come.
I'm pretty sure the police would show up.
Okay, so this doesn't help us either, really. We have the elephant, we have this. Something about the basket, maybe.
This crate. No, there are ties attached to it, so I guess it's a cart.
Just once, I'd like to ride one of these bad boys down a hill.
Well, that depends on the reason, Nex. Because if you're attacking them for being together, then you're still racist.
Ah, or maybe one of those office chairs with the wheels doesn't... Doesn't that sound like fun?
What is she talking about?
Okay. Something about these, maybe? That's just the elephant already, right? What was the elephant's name again?
She's a stick, the Asian elephant.
Star of the show along with Regent the Tiger and Simon. Okay, interesting. So she's also a piece of logic. Oh, that's right. It's an easy name to remember.
Maybe. They couldn't think of a good name, so they gave her a name that's easy to remember.
Mr. Edgeworth, what a terrible thing to say about poor Astique.
That's all the information we can gather for now. The detective should be here soon too. Okay, go ahead and shut down, little thief.
All right, returning the area to normal.
Awesome. Investigation complete. That was quick.
Sorry to keep you waiting, sir.
Hey, speaking of the gummy,
Detective Gumshoe, that was quick.
I couldn't keep you waiting for too long, sir.
thanks for coming along too, Regina.
Shit, what voice did I give her? I don't remember.
No problem. It sounded like fun, so I skipped practice to come here.
Thank you for your cooperation. First, Detective, let's have Missile do some tracking.
No problem, sir. Hey, Missile, over here, pal.
Huh?
Hey, what's eating you, pal? I said over here.
What's going on?
What's the matter?
It looks like he's scared of something, sir.
Hmm? Oh, of course. Alligator!
I guess he's scared of the alligator, sir.
Good grief. Looks like Missile won't be much help to us.
Oh yeah, Red was a decent movie. Was there a Red 2? I don't remember. Red was, VT. Red was kind of fun. Red is another good example of, like, I don't know, just like classic, decent, fun movie. Nothing too special, but it was worth a watch. So, what should we do, Miles?
Maybe we can ask Miss Berry for help.
What is it? What is it? Is there something I can do? Do you want me to teach Ally a trick? Ally, a trick?
Actually, she probably could. No, I just need you to tell me about the condition of the courtyard during the show.
Looks like it's my time to shine again!
Yes, if you please. Beep boop boop beep beep boop boop. Look at a cute missile just sniffing the rain.
Alright, that should do it. I'm starting up the recreation now.
Sure, but to be fair, drops this horrible, embarrassing opinion. We do evaluate movies by its own merits and not compare it to the older ones. I disagree about that, VT. If it's like, you can't like not compare things. You can't see movies that stand out. You can, I don't know, maybe consider that when you're judging them. But when you're having a, especially when it's a sequel, how can you not compare a sequel to the original or a remake to the original? Like you can't. It's like inseparable. If it was another franchise, if it was another movie with Bruce Willis acting as a hardcore action hero, I would agree that we should try and like put his past roles in the past. But since it's the same series, next with the hold it. Justice is blind though and thus can't see skin color instead of its unactive violence. Only thing that makes it racist. What about the motive though, Nex? The motive of a criminal is a huge part of the justice system, and how punishments are given.
Recreation complete. This time you can see how the courtyard was during the animal show.
This should be around the time the body was dropped down the well.
The question is just movie good or bad, the relationship. Okay, yeah, I can agree with you on that, VT. Fair enough. That's an assumption, Next. You can't do those. You can't just assume things. If it take that. If it says so, sure, but I don't know. I want you to tell the truth.
Wow, cool. It's just like magic. Hehehe, it's not magic. I just recreated the scene based on the information you gave us.
I don't remember seeing that in the games, Next. Could be from the online game, though. The conflict explicitly started when the couple were heckled for the man being black. Well, there you go.
See? Look over there.
Let's see, 8 a.m.
The backstage area is missing.
Interesting.
Well, Regina didn't help with the preparation, so... She doesn't really know how it was set up.
I get it. You can't recreate what you don't have the info for.
Huh.
I'm sorry. It's because Simon took care of setting everything up.
Don't worry yourself none, Regina Pie. Miles is the one at fault here.
Why me?
Mr. Edgeworth, I recreated the show in progress.
Okay, let's look at this. But to start the Great Race War, sure.
But I can also change it to how it was earlier, when it was being taken down.
I see. So we can examine the courtyard during the show and after the show. We can freely switch between the two different states. To change the recreation, select the little thief at the bottom screen. Now, let's begin the investigation.
War never changed. Hey, Miss Al.
As you can see, he's totally scared, sir.
I want to attempt to track a scent, but it looks like that won't be possible.
Okay. Let's have a look around first, then I'll see what I want to inspect. Okay, this is already something different. What's this?
Oh? This crate was empty in the recreation earlier.
That's right. It was also empty in the picture I took.
Hope one day someone watches your stream and reads the chat and goes, dude, what the fuck is that guy for real? It's possible that someone already did that. Next, would rather accuse the couple that got assaulted, as well as the multiple random bystanders of conspiracy and take down self-position. Believe a White Lives Matter rally might have racists in it.
I'm sorry. That information is wrong.
What do you mean?
This crate contained Estique's food. In the morning of the day, on the day of the show, all the apples were gone. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Missing apples, huh? I should make note of it.
Estique's feed was there the day before the show, was gone the next morning. Very interesting. Hold on a second. Oh, I can't look at my evidence. Okay, so let me see. I want to check here. Do we see... No. I was hoping maybe I'd see like an apple or something in the back. Because maybe they were dumped down the well first. Okay, so they were dumped for some reason. I still can't I got 3 pieces of logic. I still can't figure out... Oh, I got 4 actually. Estique. Tools around the well. Missing apples. Estique's feed was there the day before the show. Star of the show along with Regent Deterrence. I don't think that's enough to like connect between them. It's possible she ate them, but I don't know. I feel like it's not enough. What else could we look at? Well, we can't look at the backstage, which sucks. But what about the front stage?
A love story between an elephant and a tiger. I really wanted to see that. I also wanted to see Simon in action. Simon is really amazing, especially the part when he gets blown away.
Right, that's the part I'm interested about. How exactly does he get blown away? Estique was lured with apples to pull Knightley out of the well via the pulleys. Maybe. But when was that done? During the show? It couldn't have happened during the show since she was on stage. So it could have happened only the night before, and he was still in this cell. We know that he was... See, we know... Where is it? At 7 a.m., the body was not found during the 7 a.m. roll call. So he wasn't there yet. Actually, it doesn't say if he was maybe murdered before that. I'm not sure on the entire timeline right now. I'm not sure if there was a time, though, to lure Estique and use her like that. We don't even know if she was there overnight. It could be that they brought her the same morning and just left her feed there for the night.
Blown away. That's the scene in question.
At that point, the suspect, in the role of the villain, is blown away by the heroine's burning love and makes his exit. After being blown away, the suspect disappeared from the stage.
Are you saying the crime was committed during that time? Do you know how long he was gone from the stage?
Let me think. About 15 minutes or so.
It's just as Judge Courtney said.
But, isn't it dangerous to be blown away by an elephant.
It's all right. Estique is very gentle.
That's not who we're worried about here.
During the first practices, he was having trouble getting blown away. Then all of a sudden, he was able to be sent flying beautifully.
Maybe that has something to do with either the rope or the pulley or the weights, something like that. Since the monkey isn't here, maybe he used the monkey to like drop a weight using the pulley down the well, and that's how he was like blown away successfully. And that's what these were used for.
He might be using some sort of device, but it's amazing.
Well, there we go. That proves it. A device? Do you know anything about it?
I have no idea. Simon handled it all by himself.
The scene where Estique knocks Simon into the air and plays some kind of trick. Okay, good. I think I know what to do now. Okay, I want to try to logic to piece together Simon's stunt and the tools around the well. Let's see if I'm right. Mr. Keys used a device for a stunt. Maybe the tools around the well are connected to this. Kay, I'd like to recheck the tools lying around the well yesterday. Can you change the recreation to the after the show scene?
Roger!
The tools lying around the well. Could they have been a part of his device?
It seems very likely. I wonder if it's possible to recreate the device.
If you ask Mr. Keys, he should be able to tell you how the device was put together.
All right, I'll go ask him.
Yeah, he's in the detention center right next door.
Mr. Edgeworth, I asked him about it.
And did you find out how the device works?
He used a rope to hang some weights on the well's pulley. The weights were suspended inside the well.
Oh shit, no. There's no way that's what killed Knightley, right? He was stabbed in the throat. There's no way that like he just happened to be there and the weights fell on him.
Then he ran the rope through 2 more pulleys and tied the end of the rope to his own body.
So he uses the force of the falling weights to send himself flying. But what's to stop the weights from falling on their own?
In order to prevent that from happening, he used a stopper.
Miss Berry didn't know anything about the well. That means Mr. Keys removed the stopper by himself, or using his monkey.
Correct! That's why a second rope was needed. This rope was attached to the stopper, and when it was pulled from the stage,
Whoosh. The stopper would be removed, and the weight would drop down the well.
I'm definitely going to steal this idea. The Yatagarasu won't lose to something like this.
Don't waste your time. Circus acts require extensive training. Even if you steal the device, it won't do you any good.
Then I'll train as well.
Before you start training, could you first update the recreation?
Oh yeah, you want me to recreate the device that was used in the performance. First, let's return to the during the show scene. Next, I'll input the information of the device on the well. Now we can recreate the device Simon made.
So it wasn't a spike. That was a stopper, I see now.
So, this is the device that Mr. Keys used.
Okay. Keys device set up for the big stunt during the show. Uses 3 pulleys, 2 ropes, the well, and some weights.
Simon sure is gutsier than he looks. Using the falling weights as the force to launch himself during the performance.
Indeed, he would have to drop enough weights to exceed his own body weight in order to provide the strength needed to pull him off the stage.
Strength to be pulled in order for this. Okay, I know what to do now too. How to use that piece of logic.
Simon must have practiced a lot for this.
Okay, so logic again. And I think that strength to be pulled. Weights must exceed Simon's weight, and we got these weights. These have to work together, I think. Or maybe I stick the elephant. No, there's no way she was down the well. She was on the stage.
Huh? Isn't this strange?
What's wrong, pal?
Haven't you noticed, Detective? What's strange about the weight is...
The weight.
it's not heavy enough.
In order to lift Simon's body, more weights are required. So where are they?
In order to pull up Mr. Keys' body weight.
You're right, sir.
But where did the rest of the weights disappear to?
Looks like it's time to use my 7 secret weapons, sir.
If necessary, I'll let the detective know.
Let's tell him no. What do I care? Let's use that shit.
Mr. Edgeworth, you've got the look on your face, like you want to use my secret weapon, sir. Miss L isn't in the mood, but I've got my fishing rod ready to go.
Oh, perfect.
Or would you prefer the metal detector?
Oh, a metal detector. Okay.
I've never seen the detective's eyes sparkle like that. If needs be, I'll let you know. For now, just stand by.
Okay, so let's see. With all the pieces of logic we have now. I was thinking maybe the missing apples were like dropped down somehow and tied to the... in a bag or something and tied to the rope. I think I am gonna try that though, not heavy enough and missing apples. It's a secret. Let's see, if not I can use the metal detector maybe with not heavy enough, or just look around here. And a tarpia or something similar? That's possible. Let's see. Ah.
The pieces don't fit together quite right.
Shit.
I need to reconsider the information.
Okay, so it's not that. Maybe metal detector with not heavy enough? I don't think I can... I don't think the metal detector works with the apples or a stick right now. Maybe with not heavy enough. Maybe we can find more weights buried around or something? If it's not then I definitely just need to look around a bit more, I think. And...
Detective Gumshoe, it's time for your secret weapon.
Yes, sir.
I was hoping for the metal detector.
I don't get many chances to use this one. Before we begin the search, let me go over how to use the metal detector, sir. This metal detector uses sound.
oh, it's a sound puzzle! You know how we love those drops.
And this meter, to let you know how close you are to a metal object. When you get close to a metal object, the metal detector will have a bigger reaction, like this. When you get the biggest reaction, give me the order to examine that spot, sir.
Well, it's a fairly simple sound puzzle, I'd say.
Now, let's see what we've got. Oh, it's just a metal fence. And that's basically how you search for metal objects. Just give me the instructions on where you want to search, sir.
Okay. Oh. What's this?
Here, sir. It looks like there's something here.
I don't see anything that could be metallic, or could be causing the reaction.
Maybe there are iron fillings around here.
Iron fillings? Like the one you collect with a magnet?
Yes, sir. I guess they're mixed into the sand here. If we're going to pull them out, we'll need secret weapon number 6. Or was it number 7?
Can't you even keep that much straight?
It's just a regular magnet I bought at a hardware store. Hold it near the ground and presto! Pick them all up, sir. Wow, this is really... well, what do you know?
Finding simple joy in simple tasks. What a simpleton. Let's check somewhere else.
Okay.
Let's continue the search, sir.
Oh, there's definitely something around here. It could be the basket, though.
Here, sir. It looks like there's something here. Ooh. It's a gold coin, sir. It's a historical discovery.
It's hardly possible that something like this could find its way into a prison.
Ah, there it is. So that's where it was buried. That's a coin from the bi-weekly coin hunting competition. Oh, seriously? What kind of a prison is this?
There's an event like that? That sure sounds like fun, pal.
It's an event where the warden buries some coins and the prisoners search for them. There are 3 silver coins and 1 gold coin. Whoever finds them can trade them in for snacks.
A coin hunting competition and an animal show. Just what kind of prison is this, anyway?
Let's continue the search, sir.
Okay. Oh. What's going on here?
Yeah, there's a reaction here too, sir. Let's check it out. Huh?
What is it?
I found these in the clumps of grass here, sir.
These are the weights used to that hoisting device. Were these intentionally hidden?
There's 4 of them in all, sir.
That many weights should be enough to lift Simon.
So, the other weights that were used in the device were hidden. Why were they hidden over here, though?
I wonder.
See? I'm really earning my keep today, aren't I, sir? Eek!
Ah! The alligator!
That scared me, pal. Huh?
What's the matter, Detective?
It looks like the metal detector is reacting to this alligator.
Really? Why?
Are you sure it isn't just still reacting to the weights?
It's a different reaction, sir. And it's definitely coming from the alligator.
Well, the lesson is, Palma, if you find lost treasure, don't tell anyone.
It's gone.
Oh.
It's gone.
Looks like it's scared of us. I don't think so, Kay. Huh?
The killer's inside the alligator.
If anything, I think Allie looks a little under the weather.
Allie? I suppose that's what Warden Roland called it.
She didn't eat any of the food that the warden gave her yesterday. I think she might have eaten something bad.
So, I guess the metal detector could be reacting to whatever the alligator ate.
Oh, maybe she ate one of the weights.
I doubt that even an alligator can ingest a 33-pound weight. But what could the metal detector be reacting to? And regardless, why were these weights hidden? Maybe we should take another look at the device on the wall. Kay, I'd like you to recreate the after show scene again.
All right, leave it to me.
And I'm in. Okay, the device on the wall, he said, right? Did he mean over here, or no, he meant the well, I think. Like over here.
Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
I think we've already did all of these, though. Oh, I can deduce now, though. Shit, hold on. Why might I be able to deduce? So for the stunt, use these pulls to rope and the well and some weights. Huh. Well then, something that pops into mind is how did he get the weights down there? Unless the lock was already broken back then. But I'm not sure if we know that. Like, he had to have been able to open the lock. Or open the grate and then close it. For that. Could that be it? I'm not sure, but... let me try. It could be a contradiction. Connected to any of the evidence I hold. Well, it is connected to this. I'm going a bit on a limb here, but let's see.
Eureka! This piece of evidence shows a contradiction with a crime scene.
Could you be more precise about where the contradiction is?
I'd also like to hear you explain it in more detail, sir.
Around here somewhere.
Please be more specific, sir.
This device could be just me, but it feels like something is missing.
What, the weights, or... let me see again. What did... let's look at this again. Maybe a second rope. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be 2 ropes. There's the one... yeah, exactly, drops. And we did find the body with a rope around it. Found with a body. So it could be that. Let's try that then. Eureka! Ah, god damn it. I don't know if it's that the one, or maybe I, oh, maybe I'm supposed to examine it over here.
This pulley was used to lift the bucket from the well. The bucket can't be found.
So it could be that I need to use it over there. I don't think I have anything else that could be missing from this device. It's definitely this. Yeah, it's got to be the second rope. I think I just need to figure out where exactly to click, and the pulley seems like one of the better places, I think. Let's try this again. Eureka! God damn it! I'm gonna lose the game like this. I feel like I might be barking up the wrong tree. Oh shit, I can't talk to Kay right now though. Can I? No. Damn it. No hints. Maybe the logic? No. No, it's just those two, and I can't use them yet. Saves come zeros, yeah. Well, I try not to. If I can. Maybe it's the rope? Maybe I just need to examine it? This rope was part of the device used during the show.
To be able to create a device with just one piece of rope. Simon is surprisingly handy.
One piece of rope? It seems that there is a contradiction with the device. Oh, maybe I need to use the device on this, then. I think that might be it. Let's try this now. Yeah, because it says 2 ropes over here, but here we only have 1, so this might be it. Eureka! This recreation in the device we saw earlier. There's a major discrepancy. One of the ropes is missing.
You're right!
Without it, the device won't work.
I wonder what happened to it.
Where did the missing rope disappear to? It's possible that we hold the piece of evidence that shows where the rope went.
Huh?
Which piece of evidence shows where the missing rope went? Well, we already know that. Take that! The rope we found with the dead body.
Huh? Could it be?
Yes, it could be the other piece of rope that was used here.
Then, does that mean...
This rope was attached to the weight. However, the weight was not one of these metal weights. These weights were hidden in the rods and replaced with something else.
If they were replaced, then what was used as the weight?
What was tied to the rope we found in the workroom? If you can recall that, then the answer should be clear. The weight that was dropped in place of the weights that Mr. Keyes had prepared was... well, was tied to the body. Are they saying that the body was the weight? Either Mr. Keyes is one fucked up individual, or someone else's, because this is really weird. Yeah, we saw... yeah. It was probably tied around with the sheet. I think I'm gonna try this. Take that! What dropped down the well was none other than Knightley's dead body.
Ah! Mr. Knightley's body was used as the weight?
Yes, the weights were replaced with Knightley's body. That's why Albert didn't see him, because he was suspended above him. Or at least up, even not above him. Yeah, it was just hanging. But if he was dead then from the... so who murdered him? Right now, I gotta say that Simon seems like the most likely suspect. I gotta admit. Mr. Keyes used the device to launch himself off the stage. It could be that he prepared it, I don't know, the evening before, and then someone else came and did the switch. It seems like a lot of effort to put into this. And it seems like, I don't know, really uncomfortable and cumbersome. When the rope that was tied to him was undone and let go, both the body and the rope dropped down the well. Oh, and then when the black dog carried him, he carried him along with the rope, I guess. The rope wasn't used to tie up Knightley. It was used to suspend him inside the well. That also explains why the other weights were hidden.
Ah! So that no one would find out the weights were replaced with a body.
Yes, the killer was the one who hid those weights. So what did the alligator eat then?
But, Miles, was a Knightley boy stabbed in the neck with a murder weapon? If he was suspended in the well, wouldn't there be blood at the bottom of the well?
The killer was also aware of that. That's why they used this item. Which item did the killer use in order to leave no traces of the blood behind? Obviously, the bloodstained sheet. Take that! The sheet we found near the body. It was used to wrap up the body.
I see. It looks like all the pieces are starting to come together, eh?
But this means that the body definitely came from the well. If that's the case, wouldn't that mean Simon is the killer?
No, that's not necessarily the case.
But yesterday, Judge Courtney said...
If Mr. Keyes was the killer, would he have needed to set up such an elaborate device?
I guess you have a point.
Mr. Keyes was only responsible for dropping the body during the show. In other words, it doesn't matter where the real killer was or what they were doing during the show. Until now, this placed a doubt on the people who did not watch the animal show.
It's true. We also suspected Mr. Dogan.
The killer's true intent was to make us think that the murder occurred during the show. In other words, they used the device on the well to create a fake alibi. Miss Berry, do you know when this device on the well was set up?
Let me think. The day before the show. I think it was at night. We all started preparing at 9 p.m. We finished at around midnight.
The killer replaced the weights with a dead body afterwards. The device was set up with a body on the night before the show. Sounds device data updated in my organizer. Okay. Did Dogan know about the device? No. Even if he knew about the device, it wouldn't be possible for him to use it. You can't teach a dog to suspend a body in a well. In other words, Dogan is not the killer. Okay, so now I got these pieces of logic. I'm not sure how we can use them though. Weight switch with body. Missing apples. The day before the show we're there, then gone the next morning. So there is a correlation between these, at least time-wise. I do want to check one more thing though before we try that. And that's to see if we can check up on Allie the alligator. This pond is where Warden Rowland keeps her pet alligator.
I guess those fish bones are the remains of the last meal.
Yeah, probably. I thought so too, Drops, but I just wanted to make sure before I don't have any other routes before I risk losing some more health. I don't think an alligator would leave such clean bones.
But she had a very refined looking face.
I couldn't tell at all.
That's because I'm a girl who's good with faces.
Why don't I feel the least bit jealous? Okay, so yeah, looks like we do need to try the logic. Okay. 84 Estique is the murderer. And... nope. They don't fit together quite right. We're missing something. To reconsider the information. Estique and weight switch with body? I don't think so. I don't think that's got anything to do with it. Let's switch it up a bit.
Yeah, what's up?
Change recreation. Let's try and see if something pops out.
You want to recreate the during the show scene from 2 days ago? The during show scene from 2 days ago has been recreated.
Okay. Got these. She's not here. Anything about this door, maybe? That room behind there? I'm not sure. Can't go behind. Let's look at this again. No, it actually looks exactly the same, so I don't know. The lock, maybe? Mr. Keyes used this well to perform the stunt where he gets blown away by the elephant. He used those 2 ropes quite skillfully. 2 ropes? In the after-show scene. I should use the little thief's new function and change the recreation to double-check. No, we already did that, though. I'm tempted to try and use the other pieces of logic together. A rope and pulley. That's how it should be.
A rope and a pulley, a thief and treasure. It's a perfect match.
Objection. A thief and handcuffs are a perfect match. Would you rather A, have Phoenix Wright defend you for a murder you didn't do, or B, have Edgy prosecute your close relative's killer? Oh, that's a good one, actually. Depends which Edgy. The Von Karma days Edgy, or Edgeworth after he suffered his first defeat and started learning humility. Like Miles Edgeworth in Ace Attorney Investigations Edgy. Because if it's when he was with Von Karma, then actually he did whatever he could to get. Well, I don't know though. He might send someone innocent. I'd say Phoenix. Because also that way my relative doesn't die. Doesn't lose the case. Yeah, but he supposedly faked evidence too, to make sure that he never loses the case. That's the Von Karma way. Exactly. Yeah, just like the Von Karmas themselves. So yeah, I'd say definitely the first option. Okay, what? Maybe I can try talking to him again using another secret weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, I just had an epiphany, sir. The killer is... Eureka! The Invisible Man!
Oh.
Somehow, the killer brought in a murder weapon and moved the body and nobody noticed. If the Invisible Man was the killer, it would explain how all of this was possible.
Detective, you can't be serious about that.
I'm not totally sure, but it'd be neat if it were true.
Starting tomorrow, you're pairing up with Mr. DeBest.
No way, sir. Not with that goofy prosecutor.
He'd be a perfect match for this goofy detective. Okay, so not much help there. Not much help from her either. I'm just not saying... Maybe the chairs. These chairs are lined up in an orderly fashion. I guess there were a few empty seats during the performance.
This intimate atmosphere and the closeness between the stage and the audience. It reminds me of the karaoke tournament I entered when I was a kid.
Karaoke tournament?
I was the runner-up. Dark skies of evening, where no other bird dares take wing, all alone remains all-seeing. Now, listen to the song of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Don't tell me you actually sang that song?
Of course! This song rocks!
I'm surprised she actually made it to the finals. Did she steal second place? No. If she didn't steal first place, she must have gone for the fair and square. Okay, so that doesn't help us. The cage? It's the cage of the ancient elephant, Astique. The elephant is performing on stage right now, so the cage is empty.
I wonder how Astique entered the courtyard.
What do you mean, how?
The entrance here is human-sized. And this fence is electrified. I don't think an elephant would enter from there.
They could just turn off the electricity.
If they did that, all the animates would escape.
I doubt anyone would escape while an elephant was entering.
I wonder how she came in. This requires some thought.
She seems to be enjoying her little brain teaser. I should just let her be. Shit, I was hoping that was gonna be like an actual plot point. Ray, anything with you?
A great thief's secret weapon. I see. But isn't this bad? Using a thief's tool to aid in the investigation? Don't make such a scary face. It's alright. Uncle Ray's lips are sealed.
It's for the truth, right?
The evidence may very well already have been destroyed. In order to recreate the crime scene, we need her help.
Why so serious? At times like this, a simple smile will suffice.
Yes, thank you very much. Shit, okay, I'm going for it. Fuck it. Health be damned. Let's try... Well, we tried these two. I'm pretty sure I stick in the missing apples. Maybe they are, I don't know, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't see a connection, but it's happened before that I just didn't see something and the game did. Fuck. Okay. One more time, since I'm getting pretty clueless. I really hope... I got like... After this, I got like 3 more attempts before I die, so... I can't believe it. The apples in the crate were probably eaten by Astique.
But it's strange. I remember leaving the crate out of reach from Astique's nose.
Are you certain?
Yes, the crate was still full of apples on the night before the show.
Then the cart was moved to where her nose could reach it. Without many apples, it could not have been moved by the wind. Most likely, the crate was moved by a person. Oh, well, there we go. Somebody moved the crate of apples the night before the show. And now we got the piece of logic we needed. Prior to the show, the cart's position was already changed and the apples were all eaten. This appears to be the correct information. Please update the simulation parameters, Kay.
All right, I'll use the new info to recreate the scene. Using the info we got from Regina, I'll recreate the scene with the cart in its actual place. Recreation complete.
Okay. And I think now we got the pieces we need. Let's switch with body, crate of apples. There we go. There has to be a connection here. Yeah, same drops. This card was moved the night before the show. The body was also switched the night before the show.
I don't think it was just a coincidence.
Keeping that in mind, the question now becomes, why was the cart moved? The cart used to be in front of that door. I can't think of one reason why.
Somebody opened that door. All right, let's hurry up and... The door's locked. Let's ask a guard. Hey, Mr. Guard.
Yes, what is it?
That was fast. You there. Where's the key to this door?
The warden's in charge of it. I'll get it from her right away.
Okay, the warden did it. I thought so. Well, we were kind of running out of suspects. All the fucking prisoners in here are innocent, apparently, so... The warden is in charge of the keys here. Without the warden's permission, this door can't be opened. I wonder what's inside. This will also explain why she wanted us to go, so she had time to, like, clear anything suspicious.
Thank you very much.
Well then, isn't this interesting? It's a circuit breaker panel. This must be the breaker room. Sensor A, Sensor B, security camera. He was probably murdered and moved when the security camera power was off for 3 hours. That's definitely enough time to make that elaborate contraption and hang him there. Why would you want him dead, though? There's probably something political, but still. Since we know they're trying to like cover up the fact that the president of Zhengfa tried to fake his own attempted assassination.
On the night before the show, somebody came into this room. I wonder why they would come here.
I don't think anyone would confuse the breaker room with the break room. It was definitely to operate the circuit breakers.
So someone came here to shut off the power to something?
Was there anything that had its power shut off? Well, yeah, the camera. What could have had its power shut off by the breaker? Does it say here? I was actually taking... I think it's this, because it says that it's off by 3 hours, and we know why. Wait, what's this? Oh, it's the autopsy report, so no, that's not it. I'll tell you when I started suspecting the warden, when Dogen said that he found the chisel with his bell that belonged with his specific custom-made bell that was only on his killing knife that was taken away when he came to prison. So that means that the killer had access to I don't know, items that belong to the prisoners, which would imply that it's probably one of the staff, and that's when I started thinking about the warden. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to present this. Take that! The security camera footage had a 3-hour gap.
Ah, I see. The circuit breaker for the security camera was tripped.
It's hardly possible.
Was this the killer's handiwork?
With the camera down, it'd be easier to move about. The killer would have a major advantage.
I knew it!
If that's the case, the killer was the person who tripped the breaker. The person in charge of the key to the breaker room is... It couldn't be. Well, if there are any cameras around here, we should still be able to see the person going over there to shut them down. To shut the breaker down. Circuit breaker data died down. Find the breaker room. Was it used the night before the body was found?
Deactivating the recreation!
And... well, not full health, but close enough. Of course. I wasn't having any problems for a while, so of course they have to show up.
I'm first to the scene, as always.
Good morning, Mr. DeBest.
What? You... how did you get here before me? Greetings, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I see you have arrived early.
Or maybe it is you who were late, Judge Courtney.
I have many matters which require my attention. I have no time to waste. Unlike a certain prosecutor who was taken off the case. Oh, my apologies. I had forgotten that you were assisting the defense attorney.
An assistant can never be the best. You've fallen like the rest. You just say whatever you like, don't you?
Let us begin our examination of the courtyard, Sebastian.
Alright, I'll call the men over. Hold it! That will be unnecessary.
What?
You have already finished the investigation of the courtyard. You've been bested.
Bested? Me?
Judge Courtney, your reasoning from yesterday. Watch me shatter it to pieces.
I would advise you to choose your words more carefully. Have you forgotten that the fate of your badge rests in my hands?
I've had enough of such coercion. Can't you think of some other way to threaten me that does not involve my badge?
Overruled! Despite my repeated warnings, you show no signs of reflection. It seems I must remind you once more. The Prosecutorial Investigation Committee can't leave someone such as yourself unchecked.
Objection! Neither the fate of my badge nor the actions of the committee will impede my progress. Proving Mr. Keyes' innocence, that is all that concerns me.
Your words are like those of a defense attorney. If you're willing to go that far, then I will show no leniency. In the name of the goddess of law, I shall turn your words against you. And at that moment, you will forfeit the title of prosecutor. You shall regret this.
Okay, let's go. Judge Courtney's reasoning.
I shared my reasoning with you the day before. Since Mr. Albert did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel, it could only have been dropped down the well during the show. The only one who could have performed such an act is the suspect.
Naturally, you have evidence to support your reasoning.
Of course she does. Who do you think she is? Earlier, I received the official autopsy report.
Babysitting that kid must be difficult.
The time of death was the night before the body was discovered. In other words, the day before the show.
Hey, there are birds in the background. Didn't notice that.
The cause of death remains unchanged, a stab wound 4 inches deep.
Okay, died instantly from stab to the neck, sometime from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on March 27th. Okay.
Simon Keyes was not present on the stage for a period of 15 minutes. There was sufficient time for him to drop the body down the well.
She has not investigated the courtyard yet. That means... It seems there's a hole in your argument.
You seem quite confident. Can you present evidence to support your claim?
Of course I can, and I will. Okay, we'll start by pressing everything, and when we find a weak spot, we'll present. Hold it! So, you continue to believe Mr. Keyes is the murderer?
Just as you continue to speak as if he is not. Do you have any decisive evidence? Do you know the identity of the true criminal?
You do realize you need proper evidence, too.
I am a representative of the goddess of law. My words are her holy orders. Indeed, if I state something is black, it is black. If I state something is white, it is white.
So what would you call grey?
If you wish to disprove my words, then present your evidence at once.
Okay, did not see the body when he passed through the tunnel. Hold it! Could it be possible that Albert just failed to notice the body? Ah, that sucks. Good to have you back though, Drops.
Miss Assistant's assistant, did you also enter the hole? Huh? How'd you know?
Well, we told her yesterday.
I noticed that there was some mud stuck on your lovely hair ornament yesterday. That's amazing! Your powers of observation would even put the great thief to shame! In the name of the goddess of law, answer me truthfully. If there were a dead body in that tunnel, would it have escaped your notice? Well, the thing is, yeah, I think I would have noticed something like that. Do you understand now? Mr. Albert did not see the body.
Could only have been dropped down the well during the show. Well, I think this is what we gotta present, but let's press to be sure. Hold it! The body was dropped down the well during the show. I'd like to hear your reasoning for this.
The day before the show, Mr. Albert lent the key to Mr. Knightley.
The key to Knightley's cell, huh?
Mr. Knightley escaped from his cell with a key and entered the cage Mr. Keyes had prepared. Mr. Keyes then moved the cage to the courtyard and proceeded to murder Mr. Knightley. The next day, when Mr. Albert passed through the tunnel, he did not come across the body. Please wait a minute. That doesn't seem right at all. Wasn't there a sweet smell in the tunnel? Mr. Knightley must have passed through it. Mr. Knightley passed through the tunnel after Mr. Albert did. Mr. Albert passed through the tunnel at the start of the show. However, the body wasn't found until the end of the show.
Which is why you believe the body was dropped during the show.
Yes, and there's only one person who could have carried out this act.
Okay, hold on. I think I got this. I think it's gotta be here. I'm pretty sure we gotta present the device. Objection! God damn it! I got it wrong.
Judge Courtney, could you take a look at this piece of evidence?
I'm afraid I cannot accept that piece of evidence. I do not believe it has any reaction to my testimony.
Ugh.
As I expected, she's nothing like Mr. DeBest. However, I won't back down so easily.
Okay, maybe let's press the last thing. And then see if something new pops up. Or we get any hints. Hold it!
There's no one else who could have committed the murder.
I heard that Miss Berry was present on stage at all times. A great number of prisoners were also watching the show. Even the prisoners who did not see it have sufficient alibis.
How about the guards?
Along with the warden, nearly everyone was watching the show.
But there must have been a chance for even one of them to approach the well.
During the show, none of the guards left their posts. That much is certain. They all testified as such.
She's left no room for oversight.
Do you finally admit that only Simon Keyes could have been the criminal?
Judge Courtney has not thoroughly examined the courtyard like we have.
So there's a bit of a gap in her argument, right?
I should review the evidence we obtained in the courtyard.
Okay, so I still think that could have only been. Oh no, actually that's true. Could have only been dropped down down the well during the show. That's true. It was dropped down, but it was held beforehand. Let's see. Well, these are the two pieces of evidence we found. It could be that I need to present this. Was it used the night before the body was found? From the brick room, yeah. Well, it could be this. Big stunt during the show. Someone switched the weights with the body. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna have to try this here and then the circuit breaker. Because I don't think neither of them... Because we're not contradicting the fact that it was dropped during the show. That much is true, actually. Contradicting that it's Simon who did that. So let's try... I don't know. Let's try both of them. And see what happens. Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Judge Courtney, your argument doesn't hold any water, just like the well. There was a device set up around the well here.
What is this device of which you speak?
You know a female on here whose birthday is tomorrow. Oh! It's Suika's birthday? Or Sim's? Who's the lovely lady who has a birthday tomorrow?
Are you aware of the stunt in which Mr. Keyes is blown away by the elephant during the show?
Oh, also, happy Halloween, Chua.
I have heard of it. It would have been right before he exits the stage.
He tied one end of a length of rope to himself and the other to a set of weights. He was able to perform the stunt by dropping these weights down the well. Oh, it was him? Objection! Wouldn't he have spent the whole place suspended up in the air? Hold it! That's why he had a stopper attached to the weighted end. The stopper was removed by pulling another rope. Around the well, we found evidence that the weights were switched with the victim's body. This was done by the real killer in order to shift suspicion away from them. Judging from the time of death, the murder was carried out in the early morning of the show. The true criminal had until the time of the show started to set up the device. Objection! But didn't Simon Keyes make that thing? And since he was also the one who used it, he is the best suspect. Don't you agree? Objection! If Mr. Keyes were the murderer, he would not have needed to do that. Miss Berry.
Yes?
Was there anyone else who knew of the device he set up?
Well, let me see.
Well, we do know that Warden Roland loves the Very Big Circus, and that she brings them over every month. So if they already did the same show once, which is possible, she should know of or there's a good chance that she would know about it.
Since we had to get everything about our show approved by the people here at the prison, I'd say there were others who knew about it.
And there you have it.
Overruled. I see. You have indeed performed a thorough investigation. Which is why I am even further perplexed. Why do you not use your efforts for justice?
My actions are not just. Who made that decision?
You cannot understand even that? Even now? Providing support to a defense attorney despite being a prosecutor. It is quite unnatural. This goes against the rules.
I am merely choosing to do what I think is right at this particular time. I travel down the road I have chosen. Your comprehension does not matter in the least. Ooh, savage, Edgy. Absolutely savage. However, if anyone intends to interfere, I will show no mercy.
Perhaps this is a calling from the goddess of law. If you intend to rebel against her divine will, I will have no choice but to hand down my verdict. Pay heed to my words. I have one more reason to suspect Simon Keyes of murder.
Psych! That's not my number!
Goddess of law, boys.
If the body came from the courtyard, how was Mr. Knightley brought here from the detention center? Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. Because of this fact, I find it most difficult to suspect any other party of this crime. While Simon Keyes was moving supplies for the show, he visited Mr. Knightley's cell. Does that not strike you as odd? Why else would he have brought a large covered cage with him? Oh, that does seem pretty suspicious.
Mr. Keyes was merely that kind of person. It is entirely possible that he carelessly brought it there.
If that is possible, then it is also possible that he was assisting in the escape. Am I wrong?
I suppose I must refute her theory with evidence.
Okay. So I know what to present, I just need to figure out where. So let's press for that. Hold it!
You seem to believe that Knightley was killed in the courtyard. So, can you say when he was brought here?
On the day of the show between midnight and 8 a.m. I am positive it could only have been during that time.
So after rehearsal had ended and before the show began,
The most pressing issue is...
was Mr. Knightley barred here from the detention center? Hold it! Are you certain there were no other routes?
A trial date had not even been determined for Mr. Knightley. Since he was not a prisoner, he could not have easily entered the prison. He would have stood out too much.
Meaning, no one testified seeing him there.
Well done! May you be blessed by the goddess of law! As I said, Mr. Knightley was taken into the prison through a less conspicuous manner.
Only Simon Keyes could have provided such an opportunity. This might be where I need to present, but let's keep pressing to be sure. Hold it! Are you certain that he was the only person who had the opportunity?
Have you forgotten? This is a prison. Due to the constant supervision, it would be impossible to do anything unusual.
Hold it! Then, would it be the same for Mr. Keyes?
Overruled. The warden has shown favor to the Berry Big Circus. Simon Keyes is a circus member, Miss Berry's apprentice no less. It could only have been him. He was able to move about freely within the facility.
Objection! It seems that you forgot to mention that.
Overruled. The word forget does not exist in my dictionary.
Then, it would be prudent for you to add this to your argument. Mr. Keyes may have been the only person who could move around freely in the prison. But on the day of the murder, there was a gap in time missing from the surveillance records. During that time, anyone could have done as they pleased. Do I have proof of this gap in the surveillance records? Yes, I do. Right here. Take that! Mr. Keyes wasn't the only one who had the opportunity. Who else could have had the opportunity? The timestamp on the security camera is off by 3 hours. This means there was a 3-hour gap in time. During that time, anyone could have done it.
If that were the case, then the murderer would have created the gap in time intentionally. It would not have been a simple camera failure. Are you saying that is possible?
It's possible if you had access to this. Take that! In this courtyard, we found the circuit breaker for the security camera. And it was possible to access the breaker room both before and after the murder.
What? Unfortunately, it appears that you have fallen short of your intentions. Mr. Edgeworth hasn't fallen short of anything! So, can you explain how the murderer obtained the key to the breaker room?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was locked, wasn't it? The warden hangs onto the key, right?
The breaker room has great importance even in a prison. There is no one who would be able to obtain the key so easily.
Objection! Well, I can think of someone.
What did you say?
This person, the murderer, was able to get the key. They didn't even need to steal it.
Objection! There can't be anyone like that. Besides, the breaker to the electrified fence is in that room too.
Only one person could have done this. I didn't want to believe it myself, but I trust that my logic is sound. The person who used the key to enter the breaker room is...
And I think that's it, guys. I think this is the best spot I can stop. It has a good setup for tomorrow, for the recap, so you can remember where we were and what we were doing. So even with this intense music and this intense moment, I'm gonna have to go. As you know, I got work tomorrow and I gotta get some sleep. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it at least as much as I did. When I enjoyed the stream a lot. It's a lot of fun, great characters, great games. Yes, the cliffhanger, we don't know who did it. Who could be the person who used the key to enter the break room? We'll never know. So that's it, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, same time as today. Notice that the time changed a bit from usual because of daylight saving, so you can check the schedule to see what time is it for you locally. We're pretty close to finishing the second case out of 5. So remember, you can already choose what game I'm going to play after this. The link to the poll is on my Steam page. Even if you voted, you can edit your vote to change it, and you can also suggest new games in there. If you're in Twitch chat, you can also just write !poll, and the link will be delivered to you. And of course, if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam to get notifications when I start, and on Twitch and YouTube to watch past broadcasts of this and other games. Oh, Weru, just in time, buddy. So that's it. Happy Halloween, Weru, and happy Halloween to everybody. Hope you'll enjoy it. Hope you'll have the best costumes and that you'll get all the treats. And no knives in the candy apples or whatever. So I'll be going now, guys. Next said he'll be streaming Shaun of the Dead right after me, so stay tuned on SafeStateHeroes.com for that. It's one of the best movies of all time, I think. I love Edgar Wright and I love that movie. And that's it. So thanks again for watching, and thanks for the help. And take care, everybody. Happy holidays, and Marco.
Take that!